Welcome to Is Life. This is your boy Josh.
And it's your boy Cody. Today we have special guest Dylan, who's going to be with us today to review our reactions on Black Panther. Wakanda forever!
Alright, so initial reaction. Black Panther. It was pretty epic. The hype train for this movie was real, though.
That was real.
Right? Like, coming in...
I kind of stayed away from a lot of hype, but yeah, I heard a lot. Yeah, I just knew I was going to watch it. Like, I didn't need any more advertising.
Yeah, I mean, we're totally invested in it at this point. I mean, you can't really get out of it at this point, but I know going in, I was extremely hyped. My Snapchat almost every week was something about the movie. I was always sending stuff out about the movie. I was really hyped, and for me, it delivered. It totally delivered, and I had a great time watching it. I've seen it twice already in the span of whatever 27 hours or something.
Yeah, and I think like the good part about that movie was because they actually had a theme, you know, and it wasn't just like, yo, check out the superhero, his superpowers, how he got his superpowers, and how he saves the world. You know?
Right. Yeah. And that's something I really enjoyed about it. Yeah.
It wasn't a what's that thing called? Like the origin story.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of.
It was, but it wasn't, because you know how in every origin story there's that scene where like he gets the powers and you like see him like his powers get better.
Yeah. And
all that stuff. That didn't happen in this movie because I think part of that was because of the setup he had in the Civil War.
Correct. He already came through as Black Panther.
Right. And to me, one of the things that I think the directors of the movie were cognizant of was the fact that for this movie, you had to not only appeal to people who have been a part of the MCU, but they knew they had an audience who may be seeing their first Marvel movie with this movie.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of fan service towards those people as well. Where I feel like it was a film where...
I don't know if they catered to like new people. I think they just made a movie that was like different from other... Like, at this point, we've all seen a superhero movie, like one or the other, right? More or less, you have to do the same. You have to do like base level, the same type of thing. Like, there has to be a guy with powers. Like, I expect some action. If not, like, you're not really getting a superhero movie. You're getting a different movie that has a superhero in it, right? So you need like a certain amount of action, some tests for him to overcome, or she. And then in this movie, they took that base. And then they added something new to it, which I think that we haven't seen in any of the other movies. Yeah. And they actually did it really well.
Yeah, I like how they did like they had a lot of like relevant pop culture into it. You know, like when they're like, "What are those?"
Oh, yeah.
Josh got some yellow socks on, so like they're like, "What are those?" You know, and like they connected it with also like the African ancestral history and you know like those tribal. I guess cultures, traditions, you know. So that's like interesting that we don't really get from other, I guess, superhero movies.
Right. And that's more of what I'm talking. Like you didn't have to see any of the other movies to see this movie and enjoy it, and that's basically what I'm getting at. Like there's a couple things that you may have had to see another movie to fully understand, but I feel like even if you didn't see any of those ones, you could. Other movies you could have gone into this one and be like and still had a great time with the movie. So that was big for me personally, even though I've seen all the other MCU movies up to this point.
And I thought what was dope was the villain. Yo, let's not even lie. Like, yo, when the villain's like your blood relative, you know, and then they find each other for like the throne. It's like this guy came out of nowhere, and they found out the product of what Killmonger was a result of like his dad's mess up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's trying to kill his sister out of the deal.
There were some crazy tense moments in this movie where I was like, oh damn, I don't know what's about to happen.
I think like I don't know this movie. I think honestly, when I watched it the second time, I actually thought it was better. The first time seeing it. They did everything justice. The second time I saw how, like, honestly, I was looking to this movie the first time to see how great of a job they can do with Black Panther as just like the movie, right? And then the second time I watched it, I was like, wow, this is a great superhero movie. So like, I also think the expectation, just because of the cultural implications of like Black Panther and all the people they cast to be in it, people were like, this movie is going to be the blackest thing that world has ever seen. And like with that level of like expectation, like there's so many things that could have went wrong, and since it went right, like everyone is so extremely happy.
I mean, big facts. You're right. That's to a degree. You're right. If it was not good, it would have been like really bad.
Exactly.
Like oh man, they would have been catching heat left and right from all different places. I guess that's true.
Yeah, but do you think this was like a movie that's like to propel back people into the mainstream? You think so? Like, do you guys feel that way? 'Cause a lot of people are like, oh, this is like awesome because like it's a lot of like black actors and stuff where, you know, like Hollywood's all like white people. I mean, for the most part, it's like all white people.
We get black movies, right? Like there's always like a holiday movie with like just the same like people from the barber shop and the cookout.
Don't forget about my boy Tyler Perry, man.
Yeah,
put out those movies.
And Tyler Perry's put out. Like there are movies like that make it into Hollywood all the time. I think it's just more and more we're seeing that like fully cultural movies are doing exceedingly well, and that is what will probably like open up. So instead of us seeing, I don't know, like a Star Wars with a more diverse cast, right? We might just see like a story that is based in like Asian descent or something like that, with like let's not take a white person and fill them into like an Asian role or whatever like that. Let's just throw all these people into the movies for the sake of the series. Like you don't have to get
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, you don't have to get
the show.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to get
David
the most famous.
Yeah, dude, that was
right. If you
I'm not gonna touch that.
If you cast and write a good movie, I mean, like those movies are always gonna exist, right? But like if you cast and write a good movie, you don't have to automatically pull like a Liam Neeson to like fill the seats, right? You can make a quality movie that like a ton of people are going to see. So what this movie did amazing was Michael B. Jordan. They needed him front and center, charming as ever, chiseled as humanly imaginable. Like with great actual writing and delivery. Like his scenes were so gripping, and like such that you get the whole base of the movie was like so steeped in like culture, tradition, and like respect, right? No matter how much these tribes are fighting or whatever, they still respected each other. That hey, this one day we decide king, and this we will repay our debts. But like then you have complete kind of anti-hero, but still so common and relatable in the U.S., right? Just I guess a kind of amicable, like, I don't know, like just slang speaking, like type of personality that Michael B. Jordan played in like Killmonger that everyone could just like relate to, and like it became very likable, and you could see and very persuasive towards like the end of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he at times in this movie you kind of find yourself rooting for him. You're like, because you understand where he's coming from and his cause. He didn't go about it the right way, obviously, but for his character, you understand that what he's trying to do for his people, and his people aren't necessarily the Wakandan people. They're all the other African Americans struggling around the world.
Yeah. And
that was something I was like, oh, I'm kind of rooting for him a little bit. He may have not done it the right way, and he could have handled it a little bit differently. But you're like, oh, okay, Michael B. Jordan, I see you, I feel you. That was like one of the biggest things, and I think like in superhero movies today, you have to have a villain that you can relate to.
Yeah,
and you
that
can
makes
understand.
you think.
That makes you think, and then in the end, it made the Black Panther T'Challa think about how I should change the way I view stuff. So I thought that was very powerful and a good message that they were trying to send during the movie.
Yeah, and I think it's like it wraps into what's going around in the world right now, because you have like when he first came back to Wakanda for the first time and he's in the throne room, right? He's like, yo, I want to be up in here in this like cushy room, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I want to be king, you know? Because you guys had it good, you guys were mad sheltered.
Yeah.
Like you said, where he grew up, Oakland, California, it was a tough time for him and like the people around him, right? And it's kind of like in today's society, we have like the rich people who obviously are so disconnected. They feel like the world's good, right? Because they have pretty much everything. Like it's mad convenient for them, but for like the rest of like the 90% or 99% of the world, right? It's like a different story they're being told just because of their surroundings. And if these rich people, I guess, if they could help them out somehow if they wanted to, or because they had the means, like how they had vibranium, they had the means, and then it helped them out, they can make the world a better place,
Yeah, and Michael B. Jordan was basically saying, or Killmonger, I'm stop saying Michael B. Jordan. Killmonger was basically saying, dude, why are you not helping everybody else? Why are you saying isolated? Why don't you want to help anybody else? You just want to keep all this for yourself? Like, what's up with that, man? You could be doing so much. You could be doing so much more for everybody across the world, but you're just gonna sit here and be isolated. So,
but I could also understand, why they didn't help everyone else.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So the idea behind it is like Wakanda, right? They protect your people, and as let's say early civilization, you would expect that to be the truth, right? You're protecting like your tribe, your people. You can take care of that, right? No one knows that you exist, right? You're probably like you have a resource that's only known to you, only can get to you, right? We have people who are going to war over oil and stuff like that, right? Can you imagine if some type of vibranium, right? So you would that would cause so many issues. So when you think about it like that, you're like, okay, I can understand why they wanted to keep this a secret, because it's almost like you're protecting something that the world is not ready for yet.
Right.
So, you could see why they didn't issue that. But, right, so maybe not, like you said, go about it the wrong way, give everyone weapons, right? They are deciding to do, like, an outreach program. I don't know what kind of technology they plan on giving to the people of the world. Like, they said they're going to give them access to technology, but I feel like everyone's not going to be flying around and, or like jumping around in a Black Panther suit. So.
Let's hope not.
Yeah,
let's hope not.
They'll probably just end up with like better medicine or something like that. So.
Well, yeah, by the end of the movie, you would hope that they're gonna make the right choices as far as what they believe people should have access to as far as their technology. So, but it was like you were saying, Killmonger. He really killed it. And to me, he carries the movie for most of it. Well, no, like Black Panther, T'Challa, he does his thing, but to me, like,
well, what about the chicks though? They did their thing.
No, you're right.
So like you're talking about because you have the hero and the anti-hero. As far as that goes, right? He was very gripping, sure. But there was a lot of gripping characters, right? So like, what's his name? Claw. So Claw, like every time he was on the screen, you wanted to listen to what he had to say. He was very charismatic.
He was convinced.
The General, she was fucking amazing. Every one of her jokes land, and then she was also fucking people up.
Where's the guns? How primitive.
Oh yeah.
Just mucking people up. Shuri was hilarious.
Yes,
like everyone at people, like, I watched the movie twice, so I can hear when people were, like, laughing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was, like, every single one of them, like, killed. They were perfect. So, a lot of the, like, and there was something for everyone, and, like, they also, it was a strong cast. Like, this is all-star people.
Oh, no, for sure.
Multiple people here won, like, Grammys and stuff, like, right? Like,
you mean Oscars?
Oscars.
Yeah. let's see. I'm trying to think.
Yeah,
I don't know off the top of my head, but side note.
Sorry.
I'm super excited to see Shuri. I want her to have some scenes with like Tony Stark. Like, how good would her scenes be with like Tony Stark?
Wait, aren't they gonna do it with Tony though?
She's gonna be. I'm hoping there's a scene with her in there. Like, she talks about technology with Tony Stark. How funny would that be?
You gotta think about how many people are going to be.
I know.
Everyone's not gonna get an interaction.
I know. I didn't mean to like break off and start talking about Avengers.
It's like, she's not gonna get shawarma with Tony Stark.
How funny would that be? I feel like that could be a great scene in that movie. Like Rocket, Shuri, and Tony Stark in one room talking to each other. How funny would that scene be?
That's gonna be like a
awesome.
closing credits.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, I need to stray away for a second. It popped in my head, so I
That's
forgot to
all
talk about it
good.
for a second.
But another theme, like Josh brought up in the car, was like the theme of like dads not being there and how that affects like their sons and people like that. Because like the whole thing started right because when Black Panther's dad killed his brother, right? His brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
And left his son there.
Yeah.
That's how we grew up to be Killmonger, right? 'Cause he
Right.
saw Panther things in there. He's like, damn.
Yeah.
He just did them like that, and like now I'm here by myself.
Yeah,
and that's like a theme that we see with like, I guess kids in America. It's like single or no parent homes, and then they grow up to be whatever influenced by like gangs or bad influences because they have nobody to steer them in the right direction.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And then, T'Challa, right, had his dad there his entire life, like guiding light, and he's still like, it led him on the right path, but at the end of the day, he had to choose his own path because his dad wasn't perfect, right? But like you could see how influential they were, right? And we see T'Challa's mother, but we don't see Killmonger's mother, and she was American.
True.
That's the reason why.
That's a good point. You never even see his mom.
No
Yeah,
screen
I
time. So
forgot
like,
about that,
Did
that-
too much on that OxyContin time.
it's, I don't know. It's crazy, and like you could see that is like an overwhelming theme in the movie, and like you can see how that like strikes a chord with a lot of people in America. So
Yeah.
like the fact that they did that right, like is really like insane, right? You would. Actually, I wouldn't expect them to take the easy route with this movie, but like pulling it off is another thing. So
Yeah, and another thing that there was a line that I think T'Challa's father said, "You're a good man, and it's hard for a good man to be a good king," and I think that's like given what T'Chaka did at the beginning of the movie by killing his brother, given that. That's kind of ironic that he said you're a good man and it's hard to be a good man and a good like
I actually didn't even think about that.
Yeah, like he killed somebody else.
Protecting his people.
Yeah, he was
matter
trying
how.
to do what he had to do, and when I think about it, I'm like, wow, he killed somebody else, and like it's kind of ironic that he's telling him that. And I wonder if T'Chaka believes that he was a good king himself.
And you know what's interesting? So they left Killmonger, and they left. I think like they left Killmonger because of like his mom being from the U.S. Right? Like he wasn't. I don't think they were just going to take the child or whatever, and then leave the mother, or they didn't want to take both or whatever. Right? Interfere too much. Now, when the ending credits, the last clip, they take in Bucky back, right?
Yeah.
And that was probably during when T'Chaka was still king, right? So they were taking people. So they probably had a few opportunities to go back and say, you know what, that kid that we left,
You should probably check in on him.
like maybe in high school or something, like before he becomes like a Navy SEAL,
Yeah.
like just before he becomes a black ops
renegade.
operator,
Yeah. I don't know. That was just horrible decision making from them. There were so many like. Obviously, they had to do it for the events of the movie or whatever. But like when you think about it, like there's so many better things they could have done instead of just leaving it there. Like that was just a terrible decision. Just terrible decision.
Like, he spent like years of his life.
Yeah.
But I think the last important theme, or for this video at least, is at the end where they're like, yo, we gotta all join together because we one tribe or whatever.
Right.
And then that one joke which got me in the movie was like when she was calling the CIA, the FBI agent, the colonizer.
Oh my god, that was
And then it's like it makes you think like let's say it wasn't white people, right, who are like in power right now, or black people or Asian people or Mexican people, whatever may have you, right? Like the script would definitely change because I feel like once you're in that position of power, you want to hold on to it, right? And you want to hold on to your people, right? So it's like it could have been completely flipped because in this movie, right, Wakanda was the people in power, I guess, in their own nation, but they could easily rule over the whole world, you know, if they wanted to, like Killmonger wanted. But it's like how you handle that power is, it decides the outcome of a lot of other people, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. How you handle, there's always that scene in a
movie,
not a superhero movie where the superhero loses, right?
Yeah.
Like kind of like Batman, and he just got straight, just mollywopped all up that cave, like the whole.
You said I've been training up this whole life.
Yeah. So like that scene was very powerful because when you see a superhero lose like that, usually there's no one around, right? Yeah. But when he lost. He had his mother was seeing his sister, his whole his
lover.
Yes, like they were all there to see him get his kicked. Like, and everyone who looked up to him as the king saw him get just straight destroyed.
Yeah, I thought Killmonger.
And that's what Killmonger's lit. I thought he was gonna steal his girl.
Yes,
I don't know what it was like.
Fuck that! That's like, get that, run that shit.
He took him out like it was. I knew. Like I'm watching, I'm like, yo, he's about to get just destroyed. I could just tell. You just knew. You like, but even the first one, I was like still on that. Like when he the first time he had to do that thing at the when he goes to the pit or whatever, and he fought the guy from the M'Baku. When he fought M'Baku. Even then, I was still like on the edge of my seat. And then when the second, I knew when he said, yo, I accept your challenge, Killmonger, I was like, dude, you're about to get destroyed. I knew it was coming, man. There was no contest. But, like, I thought it was cool. I thought it was for him to just lose in front of everybody.
And he's like, here's your boy?
Yeah.
Not no more.
Yeah. I thought that was like a good, like, welcome change. Because usually in the superhero, you don't see... His people don't see him lose like that, but like everybody saw him lose. So I thought that was crazy how they did that scene. And then he just
gonna do him like that.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
You know, and the crazy part is like you can tell the general she wanted to step in, and like a lot of people wanted to step in, but
and help.
Like,
yeah,
now we gotta like pay homage, like the tradition.
Yeah, they had to stick to the tradition.
This was crazy. Like that's why that was one of the crazy things when they were just like, T'Challa was murdered. They were like. In ritual combat, it was like, were like odds unfair? I was like, no, but it sounds like he was just defeated then. It really does.
Yeah, no, but that scene was one of my favorites in the movie, because I think it was more powerful than any other like superhero defeat, in other movies that you see.
More than getting your spine broken.
And he takes the throne from him.
And and on top of that, he's gonna take his throne. Man, that was.
And his like trusted Vanguard or whatever, that the guy with the rhinos, he's like, nah, I'm gonna follow this guy.
Oh yeah, like
your dad couldn't do it 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that was another layer on top of the movie that I was like, damn, he dropped him like that too, man. It was like he dropped him like a bad habit. Like I'm done with you already, bro. Like
they never talked about it too. There were no recourse. They just never talked about it.
Yeah. He just, and then at the end he's just helping out. I was like, damn. You just gonna leave your boy like that, man? That's pretty messed up. But then he had it because of what Claw did to his family.
Yeah.
He had like a personal, little vendetta against Claw. So when he found out that Killmonger took care of his light work, he was like, all right, fine, you're my boy now. I'm rocking with you. And that was crazy. But that scene got me. I was like, damn.
Who are you rooting for in that scene though?
Ooh. Obviously, I was rooting for. I was rooting for T'Challa, man. Don't get it twisted. But I just knew he wasn't gonna win that. I just knew it, man. He was like, I waited my whole life for this. He started saying all like, oh damn, all right.
Well, why did Zuri have to die for nothing though?
Because he killed his dad.
Yeah.
Well, he died for nothing because he still threw my man's off the side of the waterfall.
Yeah. Yeah, that was gonna happen no matter what. You knew he was gonna.
He's like, now you both dead.
Yeah. Yeah, but
he said, word? He even fact check it. He was like, say less.
Wow, they got that vibration. They didn't even use it.
Oh my gosh, man. That was funny. Oh my goodness.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for putting up with Dylan. If you like this video, like, subscribe, and comment below. If you have another video that you want us to take a look at, leave it in the comment section below. Dylan?
I just want to thank you guys for having me out here. It was a blast. I had a lot of fun recording with you guys, and hope we can do this again in the future for more Marvel movies.